Hello, everybody. My name is Stefan, and today on Style Sport, I am by myself. Kyle, our co-host, is doing English homework, and it's been a while since we did one because I've been at work and it's been rough. So I need to give um, you know something, right? So I figured I'd do it by myself, and we'll hopefully get better next week. All right, so. We're gonna start out real quick. A few weeks ago, I talked about the Packers and how they were losing, and they might not have made the playoffs after four in a row. They were not looking in a very good spot. And then I talked about how Aaron Rodgers was talking about how he believes that they could win every game and make the playoffs. Well, after 3 weeks so far, they have. They've beaten the Eagles, the Texans, and the Seahawks. And all they have to play Bears, Vikings, and the Lions. So they could definitely go and win the next 3 games. So I feel like unless something goes wrong, so I feel like they're doing very good. Aaron Rodgers had a monster game against the Seahawks. Russell Wilson did have 5 interceptions, which did help. Um, but yeah, so I think the way they're playing right now, they're definitely on a new level that we didn't see the first, I don't know, like 11 games of the season. We're starting to see the old Aaron Rodgers coming back, and why he's making a call for MVP. And on to another fun game last week. It was the 11-1 Dallas Cowboys going against the Giants. So it was an interesting game. So as you guys know, the first game of the series, the Giants did win 20 to 19. So it was a very, very close game. But this game, everybody was hoping for an upset. Everybody was hoping that they would split the series, but no, the Giants in fact did win 10 to 7. So it was also a very close game. Dak Prescott, he threw for 25 passes and he threw for 45 passes, only completed 25. He threw for 227 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Not a very good game from him. His QB rating is 60.2 after that game. It was very bad game for him. And also Ezekiel Elliott, he only had 51 yards. He did get a touchdown, but he only had 51 yards. And it was rough for them. And I feel like, yeah, he's never really gotten that many, ever. He's never been limited so little. But so this shows that with a good defense, they can be stopped. Because in my opinion, Dak Prescott is nothing. Not an MVP. I wouldn't call him an MVP at all, because it just shows that if you don't have your O-line crumbles, you have nothing. Des Bryant caught the ball, his first catch, he fumbled it. It was just a completely bad game, and they got pushed to the end zone so many times where they were right on the goal line, and it was ridiculous. It was hard, but I don't know, they kind of came up with it. So we're going to go through power rankings really quickly. Once again, this is going to be a shorter episode because I, of course, by myself. I'm going to try a few things, see how they work out. So, basically, with the loss of the Cowboys and the Patriots beating the Ravens, who are ranked #1 defense, the Patriots are up to rank 1, Cowboys are down to 2, Chiefs are up to 3 after beating the Raiders, and the Lions are 4th at 9-4. Which is, and then it goes Raiders, which is, I'll be honest, I didn't expect to see the Lions up here, but you know what, they did it, good for them. I feel like they need to start winning earlier. That's not in the fourth quarter, because that's becoming, you can't go winning through the fourth quarter all the time. You have to pull out a lead, and I don't know, it's good for them that they're winning, but I think it's going to cut too close one time, they're not going to win. But let's go on to this new segment that I'm trying to introduce, I guess we'll call it. So basically, what I want to attempt to do is I want to start reading out the matchups for next week. I want to predict the scores and kind of who's gonna win. So if you guys like this feature, let me know. If you don't, we'll cut it. I'm just testing things out, right? So first game, our Thursday night game, is Los Angeles versus Seattle. I feel like Seattle are gonna break their 2-loss streak, and I feel like they're gonna win 16 to 9. LA don't allow very many points unless it's against the Cardinals, who smashed them 45 to 13. Miami versus New York Jets. I feel like Miami will win 24 to 10. The Giants did, of course, the Jets did come back to beat San Francisco, but it was in overtime. But I just don't think they could do it again, especially against Miami, who have been on a hot streak that got recently ended. They got shut down. But other than that, so let's move on to the next game. Philadelphia Eagles versus Baltimore Ravens. I think the Baltimore Ravens will win despite their really bad performance against the Patriots. I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles have dropped significantly, and I feel like Baltimore will take that 24 to 20. I think it's going to be a relatively close game, but I still think they'll take it. Buffalo versus Cleveland. It's going to be Buffalo. I'm going to say 16-0. I don't think Cleveland are going to get anything. With the addition of RG3, they're kind of getting something going, but not enough. Then we have Green Bay at Chicago. I feel like Green Bay is going to win 32-16. Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. AJ Green is back, but I don't think he's going to be as much of a comeback hopeful star that people think it. I think he's going to take a while to get back into it. I do think Pittsburgh will win 24 to 16. The reason why is because I feel like Le'Veon Bell, he had a monster performance against the Bills. 298 all-purpose yards, 3 touchdowns. I feel like he might go off again, and I feel like that could hurt the Cincinnati Bengals. They get their passing and ground up, then maybe they could challenge them. But other than that, I see Pittsburgh taking it easily. Houston versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a very bad team this year. I had hopes that their defense was pretty good, but they don't really have an offense. Blake Bortles is not doing very good. I do think Houston will take it. Kansas City versus Tennessee Titans. I do feel that Kansas City will win, but it'll be super close. So I'm going to say 21 to 14. Yeah, so 1 touchdown game. Indianapolis Colts versus Minnesota. I feel like this is going to be a very low scoring game, so I'm going to say 14 to 10 for Minnesota. Detroit Lions and New York Giants. I feel like Detroit might pull a late one off, so I'm going to call it 13 to 10 for Detroit. New Orleans Saints versus Arizona. New Orleans Saints had a very, very, very bad game, especially Drew Brees. He had one of his worst games, actually. This is the second game in a row that he got 3+ interceptions. So I do feel like they're gonna lose. Unfortunately, even though I really do like Drew Brees, and he is a MVP Hall of Famer, but I do think they will lose to Arizona. I want to say 20 to 24. 24 to 20. Yeah. So Atlanta Falcons versus San Francisco. This is gonna be a blowout. I'm going to say 21 to 7. That's being generous to San Francisco. They do have Colin Kaepernick back, but I don't think that's enough to get them a win. New England versus Denver Broncos. I do think New England is going to win 21 to 14. I do think it will be very close, though. Brandon Marshall is out, but all of their other cornerbacks are back in, including Aqib Talib. And Oakland versus San Diego is going to be an easy win for Oakland, 21 to 3. I'm kind of downplaying San Diego. Philip Rivers had a very bad game, a lot of fumbling. I don't think he'll pick it back up, especially because the Raiders were doing so good. And I don't want to say they've fallen off, but they haven't been doing as well as they could. But I still think Oakland will easily smash them. Dallas versus Tampa Bay. See, this is a very good game. because Tampa Bay have won 5 in a row, and Dallas, they actually just lost, but they were going 11 in a row. So I do think that it's going to be a very, very, very close game. I'm going to say it's going to be 17-14 to Dallas, and they're going to win in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be super, super close. And I do feel so. The final game, it's a Monday night game. It's Carolina Panthers versus Washington. I feel like this is very easy. Washington will win, 31-20. Pretty simple. Because I don't think they can. I don't think Carolina can do anything anymore. They did beat San Diego, but that's not really saying much. Yeah, Washington is definitely a really good team, especially now that Deshaun Jackson is back and he rushed for that 80-yard touchdown. I feel like he's definitely in the hot seat, and he's going to be seeing a lot more targets after coming back. So that is it for NFL. Let's go on to basketball. So it's not as much as I had. So Kevin Durant, he was on OKC, and then he went to the Golden State Warriors, as most of you guys know. And not very many people liked it, but he did actually do a very class act. He his foundation donated $57,000 to try and build a new school for OKC for all their homeless children. So that's good on him. He still cares about the city, even though he is with another place. Just shows it gave my respect a little bit. I don't agree with his move because I still think OKC would have given him a max contract. He just went for the all-star team. Let's go for the rookies ladder. Basically, how everybody's judging the rookies this season. So they are actually the top 2 are both on the Philadelphia 76ers. Number 1 is Joel Embiid, and then number 2 is Darlo Sarlk. Apologies if I say them wrong. Number 3 is Malcolm Brogdon, Milwaukee Bucks. Number 4 is Jamal Murray, Denver Nuggets. And number 5 is Brandon Ingram from LA Lakers. So those are the rookies. I feel like a bunch of the rookies, they still have yet to shine. There's a bunch of potential. It's really crazy that Philadelphia 76ers have 2 of the best rookies and one of the worst teams. I do feel like trust the process. I do trust the process. I feel like they're gonna do something very soon, and I can't wait for them to be winning, which is gonna be great. Speaking of winning, let's go on to the power rankings. So Golden State are number 1. Number 2 is the Houston Rockets. So that's my team. And I think they're, you know what? I'm super proud of the Rockets because they beat. Obviously, as you guys know, it's my team. I support them, and they did actually beat Golden State Warriors thanks to James Harden. Hashtag the beard. He won and gave them an easy win. Number 3 is the LA Clippers. Number 4 is Toronto Raptors. Number 5 is Cleveland. And the rest are Utah, San Antonio, Memphis, Boston, Detroit, and New York. Those are top 11. I don't want to get too much into it, but I do feel like Houston, they're doing a bunch of good things. Toronto, they're also doing very good. They had 3 of their last 5 games with a 30-plus point win. OKC has been falling down a little bit, which I'm pretty disappointed. They're in the 13th spot. Russell Westbrook did have 7 triple-doubles in a row. He recently just ended his streak, unfortunately, by missing the mark by 3 assists. But it's good because he's still averaging a triple-double, which I'm honored to see it. Like it's something legendary. Hopefully he averages it the whole season, like the Big O. And we're going to go on to our final topic for tonight. It's MLS. As most of you guys know, we're from Toronto, and it's the first time in 11 years about that. that we've been to the finals. And same with Seattle. They've never won a cup ever, right? So two teams fighting for their first cup ever. Bound to be a really good game. So it does go the full 90 minutes. And then it goes the full extra time. A really, really, really close header by Altidore. Stephen Fry does save it, unfortunately. So we go into penalty shootouts. And unfortunately, our second penalty that we take, Bradley, he misses. Yeah. Pretty disappointed in the captain of the team. He misses. Pretty disappointed. And then we go on. We make some great saves, and then it's tied, and we go into extra, like extra penalties because it's tied. So basically sudden death. So Justin Morrow steps up, and he hits the crossbar, and it bounces out. And then Torres from Seattle Sounders scores, and Toronto FC have lost. Seattle Sounders win 5-4 to penalties because of a crossbar from Moreau. Interesting theory before I end this. A friend of mine said that he pointed out something that all the Americans missed. So it's just kind of a funny thing to think about how the other team's American, this team's Canadian. All the Americans missed. Maybe there's a conspiracy theory that we have to look into later, but that's all for now. Thank you guys for joining. I know it's a bit short. I apologize for my co-host not being here, but if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, and if you like it, feel free to like, share, tell your friends. You know the deal. Anyways, have a great night or day whenever you're seeing this. Peace out.